Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Ghetto here. Message out to pretty much anyone that's part of the YouTube community, specifically and especially a part of the MGTOW community, as well as gamers and atheists, whoever in charge, not in charge, but like whoever's part of these communities, quote unquote. Because I'm starting to think, like, why are you putting yourself out there knowing that people will respond to you no matter what? Now, I never got much response to begin with. Those messages, or not messages, those videos I made, it's just pay up the feeling of things watching certain videos, or not certain videos, pretty much most videos I see from anyone on YouTube. It doesn't matter if it's entertainers, it doesn't matter if it's MGTOW or conspiracy theorists, truthless patriots, you name it. One of the reasons why, it's more like a MGTOW video more than pretty much a generalized video, but one of the reasons why there's mass shootings in the United States, specifically here for the last how many years, perhaps at least, 15, 20 years almost, to my awareness, not to my awareness, also just research, not research, but just in general speaking, just pick up to see the news and stuff like that, and the kids are killing kids, right? And also kids are just mass killing kids, and you want to yourself, why are they doing it and stuff like that? Well, I'll give you a couple of reasons, maybe more than a couple of reasons. First reason, you don't talk to them. Yes. You don't really talk to your peers, or not just peers in general, but just person in general that you are public as fuck to. For example, I'll give you one reason. Heartburn. And see just one example. One out of how many people, for how many years, before I was on the internet, before I was ever had this YouTube channel, or my first ever YouTube channel was 2006, and so on and so forth, of any sorts. My first year of the internet here on my home officially and with full access was in 2004 for me. For me, that is. My parents, or my mom, was more strict on not letting me go on the internet. I can see why. And this one person, Heartburn, who's an Xbox player, yes, his Xbox name is X Heartburn, and he knew that when he put his information out there on this YouTube thing, this YouTube, he knew that he has to live up to his manner. Like, okay, I have to talk to these guys because I put out my my gamer tag. As others, who else is involved? Sweet Pea and stuff like that. So, but they're more entertainers, Sweet Pea and crypto. I have nothing against you guys personally, directly, of course. And you have so many people interacting with you. It's not even a joke. So I understand that feeling. If you're overwhelmed, or whatever, that's fine. But Heartburn, he's like a MGTOW telling the truth, supposedly speaking, right? And I listened to one of his videos. It was like not a minute, 1 hour and 10 minutes long. Something about masculinity or something like that. I'm sorry if I don't know which video Heartburn I'm referring to. I'll try to put in a link below in the description box down below here. Somewhere. I'll look for it though. It's somewhere. I remember, if I recall correctly, I saved it onto my favorites, or other playlists of my original and perhaps even my main YouTube channel, which is what you're looking at right now. Now, second reason, I would say, is that the groupthink, which I say conjunction with not talking to your peers or from that group. Now, it's always, oh, Charles, you are such a bitch, actually, attacking Heartburn or whatever, or any MGTOW, and people in general, and also attacking very feminists once in a while here and there, like Tonya and Jacqueline. Now, remember, guys, I've been here since 2006, so you thought that you were a part of something, but then you realize that you're not. It really gets to you sometimes. And you probably want to sort of, what about your friends, your neighbor, or whatever? Well, okay, there's one person here in this actual apartment building, not the complex, but the apartment building, and he's not always not every time, but not really available all the time, every time. That's fine. He has his own son and family, whatever, that's fine. With another woman or whatever, that's fine. But he knew, well, regardless, before he had his son, he could have hanging out more often with me, and that's fine with me. And because of the fact that I talk white, or I look, well, I don't know why looking white. That's just obviously the fact that. But I just be myself. It's not my fault, entirely my fault, that I was shoved books down my throat. Oh, you must read these books every week and do a book report, whatever. Knowing that after reading so many books, and opposite of that, the society out there in that here in this YouTube community is opposite of our beliefs and teachings. You have to try to adapt to it rather than go against it. Otherwise, when you shove your beliefs, your teachings, and any other concepts and isms down anyone's throat, it will regurgitate back at that person that taught them this stuff. That's right. That goes for my parent, my family, my immediate family especially. Hell, I can include my extended family, who I don't want to mention the specific names, not the specific names, but specific titles of the family, like that of anything you can think of the immediate family, and then go beyond the extended family. So they're well aware of my YouTube channel right now, the main YouTube channel especially. So keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that to any adults out there who are older, especially older adults who are more my age right now, especially who have children, and if you want to teach your son or two, or your daughter or two, or maybe you have more than all those two, whatever, make sure if you are a very strong believer, a very strong practitioner, or practicing in any form of isms or concepts, or even leaders that from the past, present, even recent, like that of my teachings, or from what I was told by my family and my neighborhood back 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, perhaps even right before Obama's presidency. Yes, I'm actually mentioning Obama right now again, yes. And prior to Obama becoming president of the United States, we believed in black struggle and black power movements, and the black power movement, to begin with, the actual black power movement that included Malcolm X, Dr. King, James Farmer, James Baldwin, I believe. Find all these guys I've researched and looked into. Most of them, that is. If you want to include the slavery times, with Harriet Tubman, and later with the progressive era, which is W. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington, that's fine with me. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is the parents of these children, you have to keep in mind that you have to coincide with society at large. Now, of course, it's TV. I admit that I watched a lot of TV when I was younger, but not to the point that it was a junkie style, or it looked like a real thing. I thought it was just fake. Like, okay, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm not saying all of it's fake. Like the news segment, it's not that. It's of course most of the time it's not fake. If they stage the news, that is, right? It's there's actual rumors, not rumors, but reports saying that certain testimonies by certain reporters say that they fake the news, or news reports of certain things. Sorry about that, guys. So this is what happens when we don't have a webcam anymore. It's getting almost already. So what I'm trying to say is, ladies and gentlemen, is that I think that something has to give about this problem at hand, because it's a male, and it's not just a female male thing. It's also a male thing in general. It's also a person thing. It's a human being thing in general. And I did my best to try to interact with some people out in my public area, and who are in my town, or just in the city in general. And I admit that I wasn't doing that when I was younger, so maybe it was karma right then and there. And I don't like the fact that I have to be avoided because of the fact that, because I told the truth about the presidency of Barack Obama, or the government in general, knowing that these people out here in this neighborhood, Jamaica, Queens, New York, that's where I live, yes. Jamaica, New York, United States of America. Queens County. They know that something was not right about Obama. And I'm trying to be personal with the leader, of the president of the United States of America. And now people say to me, "Oh, he's invalid. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's what's it called? He has no real power." If that's the case, why is you voting for him? Why did you allow him to pass these laws of the healthcare reform and Benghazi attacks and and Libyan attacks on Muammar Gaddafi and stuff like that? Oh, well and good, right? But you knew about that prior to the elections, not prior to the elections, right before the election day, and you still voted for him. That's fine, and you should be ashamed for it. Not ashamed for it, you should be cleansed from the earth. And I mean it like that, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know why most people, but a good portion of people out there wanted to assassinate this particular president of the United States, or his little henchmen or affiliates, or whoever he was partnership with, before, during, after elections and the economic crisis of 2008, 2009, like the Blank Finds and the Berneckis and the Paulsons and the Bushes, stuff like that, is because he was the center and heart of it all, matter of what's going on in this state of the world. Now, I hope you still watching this to this point, though. It's a 10-minute mark now. And I believe that you guys are, these MGTOWers out there. You knew that something has to give about this matter at hand, about this situation with not just the president to begin with, not just the politics to begin with, but as well as people. Now, I'm not the best, perfect person, of course not. But knowing that, to that heartburn guy, and to others out there who I commented towards, whether it's through Xbox Live, or on YouTube, excuse me, you knew that it comes to this point that when you put yourself out there, you will get responses back from lots of types, not lots of people, but lots of types of people. This internet is connected to all parts of the earth, literally, if at best parts of the United States, from California and San Francisco to New York City of New York State, to Tampa, Florida, to even Louisiana, somewhere in Louisiana, right? Hell, where I live too, Queens County. Fuck, man, Brownsville, Brooklyn. Those guys. I don't know if they're on YouTube or not, but most likely they are. Most likely, don't know where they are, but it's most likely. But guys, when you are part of a form of movement that requires form of not only just unity but communication to begin with, you may not agree with most of the people in the community, whatever it is, either YouTube community or sub communities like that of MGTOW or gamers or whatever. And you knew that the fact that they'll come to this point, if you really want to make a form of actual change or series of changes. And you really are hypocrites for not practicing this, because don't shove your beliefs down my throat. And I'm not talking about per se of YouTube, but my family and my neighbors and whoever who was here prior to 2009, 2010, right? Actually, a whole lot earlier than that, when I was 8 years old to 7, 6, 5, whatever, right? Basically, before I was 15, 16 years old, before I actually knew what was really going on and heard about this truth of the matter, stuff like that. You knew that when you shove your beliefs down my throat, it's going to regurgitate back in your face. And if it doesn't coincide with society at large, he will react to a certain way. It's basically human nature. And human nature is also cause and effect, like that with John Locke principle. John Locke, who was born somewhere between like 1600s of the century of 1600 and to the middle of the 1700s century, if I recall correctly. Most likely, if I'm saying, okay, if it's the year 1600, he was born like around, I would say, the late 1600 of the 1600 century, 1600, the year of the century, and no later than 1700, so on and so forth. So he believed in, it was during the Enlightenment period, somewhere in England as well as perhaps even the United States, saying that, you were born, you were born, not when you were, that's John Locke, that's Thomas Hobbes, but John Locke, he said, like, when you are born in this world, you grew up and you see all the world's going on around you, you pick up on this matter. And your parents, it's your first line of defense in influencing you of some sort. Right? So they knew that when they shoved that stuff down my throat, that's going to come back at them. And 20 years later, they forgot what they did about the matter at hand. Most of my families forgot what transpired of who taught what and how, and who disciplined who and how. And it's like, what? How you have amnesia that much? And to my girlfriend out there, ex-girlfriend, my first ever girlfriend, I was going to mention her name, I don't want to put her on the spot, but she knew that I told her that I wanted to interact with her on a further level after college. Now, of course, that's stupid, thinking of sex after marriage, right? But now I know for the last 10 years, it's bullshit, the sex after marriage proposal, the sex after marriage practice. Excuse me. And it's like, excuse me, I'm just thirsty right now. And you think that it's okay to break up with someone and it's fine with that. Like you move on to the next guy, like he's just a used piece of tissue. And I understand that she's not perfect, but she knew that she had something going on between her and I. we had a lot going on between her and I, even if it's only lasted for a month. Yeah, the relationship lasted for a month, ladies and gentlemen, yes. But a lot has happened between us within that month period. And I'm like, what? I mean, if it wasn't for me going to that job in the airport or whatever, I would have never met her. I would, if they didn't accept me to work there, I would have never met her. I'll probably still be, I'll still be like, have an awkward matter, a very, very awkward matter at hand. And this is why I'm getting sick and tired of most of these females out here. And if there's any females watching this, which are obviously most likely yes, who are my age, no older than 40, just about 50 maybe at best. I mean, you guys act like shells sometimes. You guys act like nothing's okay. Like, I don't need no man. I don't need work it. Whatever your Oprah has been telling you for how many years and decades or something like that. And I don't know what the hell has transpired for the last 10 years. And I thought that playing this game, playing my nice decent Xbox and a nice decent iPod, read a book or two. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, read this book or two, like the Hitler Legacy or some shit like that. Learn something about Nazism as well as, in general speaking and stuff like that. Like, okay, I will, see about the matter of how can I improve myself in a knowledgeable way, right? But, this is what happens when beliefs like that, communism, anti-capitalism, anti-imperialism, dehumanization, I guess you could call it. Malcolm X believed in that stuff as well. I'm not sure about Farrakhan per se. He strayed away from it after the assassination to Malcolm X. But the Nation of Islam and the Black Power won't believe in this stuff. The Black Panthers, the original Black Panthers, not the new Black Panther Party, the original Black Panthers. And I'm not a member, or not let alone an affiliate of the Black Panthers, but there are still some remnants of the teachings within my community. It may not be a very solid, it may not be very exact or very concrete or very popular to this day, but it's to a point that it's available to whoever learned about it in the past and teach it on to the newest generation, which is mostly either me or my younger god sibling or siblings. So, what does this come down to, people? Like another mass shooting occur? Just let people walk over me and walk over whoever's, the next Elliot Rodgers or the next Jerry Lofton and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm not the exact person of that sort or the exact outcome. Because I would have already done that how many months, years ago of the mass shooting, right? Or whatever you want to call it, something like that. I'm opposite of, well, not literally opposite, but I have a different style at doing stuff like that. But, it's come to a point that you people out here on this internet, and I wish I could say it for where I live in New York City. Yes, in New York City. You guys out here are very, act like drones, and that's it. That's it. You guys act like drones, and with no form of character. Oh, sure, we need money. I understand that. I make money too. I lost my job last week because of the fact of my size. Yes. And don't think I'm playing the victim card here. No, I told the employer, I wanted customer service representative. I have prior experience to that matter at hand. Why are you having me apply for Valley Parking? Know that whatever it's called, Valley Parking attendant, knowing that I can't fit into most cars, even if I have a license. When I was 2007, when I got my first license, that's when I was a whole lot smaller in size and height. Now, 7 years later, I'm bigger and taller. As you can tell, right? So, who are you fooling? This employer. I wish I could call out their name because I'm still in conflict with them about getting a job for them or whatever. Because they knew that when they hired me, that it's going to reflect on them that I'm going to file a lawsuit against, along with my other previous employer, which is Moe's Grill or whatever the company is, right? Yeah, I didn't mention that name yet. Moe's Grill, yes. And if you watch this, Pablo, I'll see you in court. Fuck you. Yes, even if you gave me a good reference, even if you gave my pay on time, you were very flexible with me. You knew that when hiring me that, whatever, because this is all built up inside me for many years, if not decades. Oh, sure, I'm only 28 years old, but you know what I mean. Like, it's like, how much more do you have to keep pushing this person or persons or people in general out there who been very patient with their kin, or whatever the fuck you guys call it here on YouTube, whatever. And that's what I hate about most of you YouTubers out here. You guys just act like, oh, I'm just some different guy altogether, like some alien or where the fuck I come from, whatever. Cause fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, YouTube. I thought that I was getting benefits out of listening to you guys. I thought that your truth will help me out in the long run. And it's not even your truth or whatever, it's truth in general. But when I put out truth of what I see in my perspective, it's so like despicable or so hateable. Like, you hate me for putting that stuff out there about Barack Obama or Obama, the presidency in general, or the government in general. It doesn't matter, past, present, even if later in the future, most likely. If I really want to continue doing this stuff on politics wise, and knowing that when you say, oh, join our cause, join this, join that, knowing that people will of all walks of life from all over the world, if not the United States of America, our America, knowing that it will reflect upon you for doing so. It will be the end result that you will have all kinds of people in your group. If it's in your community, it'll be like all white, maybe all black, or all Hispanic, or any religious thing, like all Buddhist or all whatever. But now we're all over the place. We're going from one country, one part of the United States to another part of the United States, and then staying in our own origin. But after a while, I kind of feel like you want to move up because they're too stupid, these people, whatever, or something like that, or they ignore you, or they think you're some sort of stupid asshole, or whatever, or they think that you just being yourself. That's the fucked up part, right? And they know that these people out here in this community, if they're here prior to 2010, 2009, prior to Obama's presidency, knowing that it would be a slap in the face about Obama being in office. It's one thing to run for election, but then during the election cycle of 2008, they know that, okay, there's a little bit of identity problem with Obama. Oh, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that, and that's fine. But don't hire the man in office knowing they don't know shit about him. But it's too late now. And I should have had that power. I want that power. Really, I want that power. That's stupid power in there. Not drunken power. That's power that should be given to me. Fuck that shit. I've been out, not on the streets. I have little to no criminal record. I probably have no criminal record. But for what rumors are saying, I can say on one radio show saying like, oh, this guy is saying he has a theft record or whatever, criminal record. I was like, if that's the case, the owner, manager, or the police, whoever in charge of the enforcement records should inform me that I already have a theft record. So don't give me that bullshit like you know something about me. You don't know nothing about me from based upon these videos on YouTube that much. Not that much. You could have emailed me and talked to me in a personal manner, not personal manner, but an interactive manner, like, okay, Charles, my name is Michael Savage. Charles, my name is Mark LaPlante. I'm sorry, Mark LaPlante. So probably put your name out there. But my name is Heartburn, whatever. And I see that you are this YouTuber for 10 years, literally almost 10 years this August of 2016. You know that reason why there's mass shootings in this country, because of the fact that most of those people out there, most are rich. But in certain situations like myself, most of us are just basically in a state of, either a state of loneliness or avoidance and jealousy and envy by most people. And it can be family, friends. My friends don't really talk to me much, and they're watching this. They know what's going on. They know what's going on. They've been my Facebook friend. Triple J, of course, you guys already know him by now. He was a rapper. We know each other since I was a kid. Like about junior high school, just about. And I could have been friends with him for 10 years straight if I really want to. From 2005, or actually 2002, 2003, until about 2000 right now, 2016. But my girlfriend, yes, my ex-girlfriends, let's watch this too. You messed us up as friends. You we we were over that style with the MySpace, hot lady thing wearing a thong, and I told she was well defined. Like, I mean, she worked out a lot. I mean, she's not like muscular like those muscular women or whatever. But like, come on, she was like a very attractive young woman, even though she showed off her ass a lot or whatever in these MySpace pictures or whatever. One leads to another. I shared it with my girlfriend. She told me I should not be friends with him because of some racial thing, whatever. And she brought it up some stupid shit like that. Knowing that it was no big deal, girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend more like it. And you still didn't, in response to my letter after mailing it to Texas through your grandmother. I want some answers. Do you work for the CIA? Does your family works for the CIA? Does whoever in his neighborhood works for CIA, knowing that if it's a stage of sorts, world's a stage, right? If this is really a stage in my life, then that means is that I've been bamboozled to the point that, this guy, we should end his life and that's it, and make his life a living hell. That's how I feel like sometimes, or perhaps even most of the time. Oh, sure, I got this computer thanks to my aunt, and got the Xbox One thanks to my mom after Christmas 2014. I bought my own Xbox 360 and I didn't have to pay rent up until after 2009. So what's the big deal, right guys? Why do you think I'm like a spoiled little brat, where like you social justice warriors out there? Well, you don't understand, guys. When you have no money flowing in, when you don't have a constant steady job, and you have a series of jobs coming in, whatever, it's in and out. It's like there's no constant consistency. There's no form of backbone. There's no form of anything. What's the point of working? What is the point of hiring me knowing that you're gonna fire me the next day, or days later, or weeks later, like a month or two later, something like that? And I didn't do anything. I didn't steal, and you accused me of stealing. You knew, employers, that about the matter at hand, about whatever. I have to go into details about it. You have cameras for my injury that happened to me, and that fucking ramp Asian job and stuff like that with that Jamaican lady. Knowing that she knew what she was doing. She knows inside that little dollar, that container that handle packages for the mail and stuff like that. And there's cameras on this side and that side, or at least one that side, as pointed down there, two in front of the fucker, to the dollar and the that she pushed in or whatever. But I'm going on a rant. Excuse me if I'm going on a rant by any means chance. Guys, MGTOWs out there, I hope you guys are just plain, straight up, legitimate people who wants to fight for a cause for better our society. Now, who also, I want to better myself, better strengthen our core. That's good. But the females, the opposite sex, are fucked up. And they know it. Black, white, doesn't matter. Well, for me, it's specifically black women. Like my first ever girlfriend, I keep referring back to her because she was the only best thing going on for me back then. And to this day, I cannot find any other woman since then. Oh, sure, I got hits and misses and yeah, right? Same old, right? But this is not the same old. See, this is like some weird shit. Like, what the fuck happened? I want some answers. Really. Had it not been for whatever, the breakup, her breaking up with me, to the college thing being suspended from a harassment they harassed me, and I reported that to the director of the dormitory about the matter at hand. Have not been any of this stuff, I will not be on YouTube much talking about fucking Obama or his Malcolm X Obama connection, blood relation, whatever. Yes, look that up if you don't believe me. Somewhere in my YouTube channel, my list of videos, whatever, my uploaded videos. So, ladies and gentlemen, MGTOWs out there, especially the ladies out there too. That's what happens when you just think like I'm just talking out my ass or whatever. You think that way. Okay, well, keep that in mind. Keep building me up, but don't you dare. If I become some sort of philanthropist or a top-notch a game maker or like a console maker or whatever, something a very wealthy man in regards to anything I'm doing for the next how many years or decades of my life, don't come back to me. Past people I'm talking about. The ones prior to 2015. The ones that are supposed to be my friends. Whether I'm at the workplace or many years ago in school or something like that. I did my best to be, get along with most of you guys, but you guys act like zombies. And I thought I was a zombie sometimes. Whatever. You guys act like zombies most of the time. Go fuck yourself. Bye.